A routine transatlantic flight loses airspeed data over the equator. Within 4 minutes, the news of a modern Airbus that plunged 38,000 feet engulfed the world. It was a calm night over the Atlantic. Then, in less than 4 minutes, a state-of-the-art Airbus A330 disappeared without a trace. No mayday, no radar contact. Just silence. This is the haunting story of Air France Flight 447. On May 31, 2009, Air France Flight 447 took off from Rio de Janeiro, bound for Paris. It was a routine overnight journey, 228 people on board, cruising through darkness. Midway across the Atlantic, as the aircraft entered a storm zone near the equator, something small but critical happened. Its airspeed sensors froze. Within seconds, the autopilot disengaged. 4 minutes later, the aircraft was gone. What caused this sudden loss? How did experienced pilots lose control of a stable jet? And how did this tragedy reshape modern aviation? Before we go into that, kindly like this video and subscribe to this channel for more thrilling videos. Flight AF447 left Rio at 22:29 UTC with passengers from 32 countries, business travelers, families, newlyweds, and crew. At the controls were 3 seasoned pilots. Captain Marc Dubois, 58, a veteran with more than 10,000 flight hours. First Officer David Robert, 37, is known for his technical skill. First Officer Pierre-Cédric Bonan, 32, was the youngest and flying pilot that night. As the aircraft climbed northward, it entered the Intertropical Convergence Zone, the ITCZ. Here, warm air from both hemispheres meets, creating powerful thunderstorms, turbulence, and dense clouds that can stretch 50,000 feet high. At night, with no moonlight and little radar clarity, flying through this zone is like steering through a dark ocean of clouds. The radar showed scattered storms ahead, but nothing unusual, just another night's work. Captain Dubois left the cockpit to rest, leaving Robert and Bonin in charge. Outside, unseen ice crystals were forming, invisible, silent, and deadly for what was about to happen. At 2:10 a.m. UTC, as the aircraft crossed the ITCZ, its pitot tubes, the sensors that measure airspeed, began to ice over. Almost instantly, the system received conflicting airspeed readings. Warning tones chimed, the autopilot disconnected, the autothrust cut out. The cockpit went from calm automation to full manual control. At night, in turbulence, with unreliable instruments, the pilots were suddenly flying blind. Without reliable airspeed, the control system switched into alternate law, removing protections that prevent extreme pitch or roll. And then came another layer of chaos. The stall warning began to sound, then stop, then sound again. And the airspeed readings changed, the warning logic flickered on and off, making it impossible for the crew to know what was real. Inside the cockpit, confusion spread. One pilot pulled back slightly, a natural instinct to gain altitude in turbulence. But at high altitude, that action robbed the aircraft of the speed it desperately needed. The Airbus was now on the edge of a stall. In seconds, the aircraft's nose lifted higher and higher, air thinned, faded. And then, the stall warning blared again. Instead of lowering the nose to recover, the pilot flying continued to pull back, believing the plane was descending too quickly. It offered little clarity. Speeds were unreliable, the flight director cues erratic. The cockpit was now filled with warning tones, altitude alerts, and conflicting data. When the captain returned from rest, he walked into chaos. Altitude dropping, warnings overlapping, both first officers speaking at once. They never clearly stated the word stall, a key step in recognizing what was happening. The Airbus descended through the night sky, nose up, engines producing power, but with wings unable to generate lift. For over 3.5 minutes, the aircraft fell 38,000 feet down. Vertical speed, over 10,000 feet per minute. The A330 struck the Atlantic Ocean in a 16-degree nose-up attitude with a gentle left roll. All 228 people on board were killed instantly. It wasn't a sudden break. It was a slow-motion tragedy unfolding in confusion and disbelief. When Flight 447 vanished, there was no clear trace, no radar, no distress call. For days, the Atlantic seemed to have swallowed it whole. Search teams recovered floating debris and bodies, but the main wreckage lay 4,000 meters deep on the ocean floor. For nearly 2 years, the world waited. Then, in April 2011, using deep-sea robots, investigators finally found the fuselage. Inside were the black boxes, the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, still intact. The BEA, France's Bureau of Inquiry and Analysis, pieced together the final minutes. Their conclusion? Icing on the pitot tubes caused unreliable speed data. The autopilot's disconnect left the crew disoriented. Incorrect control inputs led to a sustained stall, and training gaps made recovery impossible. The report issued 25 safety recommendations, from redesigning sensors and improving stall training to enhancing cockpit displays and communication protocols. In the years that followed, pitot probe designs were upgraded worldwide. Pilot training on manual high-altitude flying was intensified, and Airbus refined its alert systems. Air France later faced legal charges for negligence, but was acquitted in 2023. Still, the tragedy changed aviation forever. Air France Flight 447 reminds us that even the smallest fault, a frozen sensor, can unravel layers of technology, training, and trust. When automation fails, humans must step in. But when humans are overloaded, even simple corrections can become impossible. From the darkness of that night, aviation learned hard lessons. That safety depends not only on technology, but on clarity, communication, and understanding how people react when machines go silent. This wasn't just a crash, it was a turning point, one that reshaped how we fly, how we train, and how we trust the systems meant to protect us. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more in-depth stories of aviation, technology, and the human decisions behind them.